Education does not take place in what you have learned today that you did not know before. Education takes place in the ability of how you use what you have learned today to be better than yesterday. Ilana Vincent. Today I will be speaking about speech. I will be speaking about the importance of speech as well as what I've taken from this class. The importance of speech is, of course, public speaking. Public speaking is a skill that we must all acquire, and it is not a skill that we all have. Public speaking is useful for job interviews as well as board, board meetings as well as future classes you might take. What I've taken from this class is positive feedback from my classmates that has boosted my confidence. It's given me more faith in myself. And not only that, as well as I have been watching my classmates' videos and has taught me how to be more professional and more well spoken. They all have abilities that I wish I could acquire, and hopefully in the near future I will obtain them. I think my first lesson from this class was honestly my first speech. My first speech was over a box of letters that I share with my best friend Tori. My first speech was very nerve-wracking. It was hard for me to deal with, and it was just hard for me to get through, and I did not feel like I was doing it right at all. I didn't understand the importance of quotes and why what you say in your speech, the first thing you say in your speech is so important. I just knew it was something that had to be done, but I didn't understand the reason of why. But looking back at it, I can see why what you say and how you start off your speech is very important. What you say in your speech and how you start it off can make or break you. Students that are watching will either get bored by as soon as you speak, and if it doesn't make sense to what you're speaking about, then why should they care? And so the first things you should say is the most important. It's to reel your audience in and to keep them engaged. And that is one lesson I've learned from my first speech. Another thing I can say I've learned is actually from my interview. While my interview was more easy for me to process because I had my best friend by my side, it was also a good lesson too, because I was lucky to have my best friend by my side, because she was not only a good friend on a personal note, but also on a professional note, she was a good interviewer, or somebody good for me to interview. And I feel like if she was somebody who wasn't engaging and was constantly looking off to the side, or just bored and not paying attention, it would not have worked. It would have made me personally frustrated. I would not have wanted to deal with it, and the speech could have been a whole mess. And I feel like it came off better than what I was expecting. And I wasn't really expecting a lot because I know she's a nervous person, and that's perfectly fine. I wasn't expecting her to be professional, but she came off the best she could. And I feel like professionalism goes both ways, especially whenever you're giving an interview, and who you interview is really important. That is one lesson I've taken away from this class. Another thing I've taken away is, as I said, professionalism. I've seen my classmates and just the way they speak and how well spoken they are and how confident they are, and I realize the importance of professionalism, and not just in the way you speak but also the way you dress. The way you dress is really important, because if you dress like a slob, your audience is not going to take you seriously, and you should not expect them to take you seriously if you're just going to be dressed like that. Another thing I've taken away is posture. If you're just in here slouching, why should your audience take you seriously? Why should your audience care? They're going to start slouching too and just be off thinking. And if you're postured like this, then they're like, that's a person I should be taking seriously. And that's another thing I've taken from this class. But I guess the main thing I've taken is professionalism, how to be more well spoken. It's a work in progress, but I'm getting there. As well as how to be more confident. I feel like it's easier for me to do videos more now than it was before. Before the first speech I ever gave, like I said, I was a mess. But now I'm pretty proud of where I am right now. I will be taking what I've learned from this class to my next courses, and hopefully I will be doing a lot better than I am right now, but I think my work so far has been pretty well, at least the best to my ability, and I feel like I will be getting better. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to my video and taking the time to hear me speak. Thank you for this class and thank you for your time. Have a nice day.